My name is Haruto, and I am a Japanese decluttering master in my 70s. Before I say another word, let me shock you with a truth most people never realize. The average senior home is filled with more than 300 items that have not been used in over 10 years. 300 silent burdens gathering dust, quietly taking away our energy, our space, and even our peace. Clutter is not simply about objects. It is about unfinished stories that we keep piling into boxes. It is about regrets tucked into drawers, about broken dreams sitting in the attic, about old reminders that whisper of a life already lived but no longer serving the present. I have walked into homes where every wall was lined with furniture, every shelf stacked with things too precious to discard, and yet the people inside felt suffocated, not comforted. I have learned that clutter doesn't only weigh down the floorboards, it weighs down the heart. You might feel guilty looking at old clothes, dishes, or papers, but let me tell you the truth, those items do not honor the past. They only chain you from moving forward. I am here not to condemn you but to guide you, because I have seen how clutter, if left unchecked, steals the last years of joy from people who deserve peace. I want you to know this from the beginning. Decluttering is not punishment, and it is not about erasing memory. It is about honoring the life you have left by making room for freedom, for clarity, and for love that is not buried under piles of forgotten objects. Decluttering is not something you can complete in one afternoon. If you have lived 60, 70, or 80 years, your home has become the storage house of an entire lifetime. To expect yourself to clear it in a single day is cruel, and it is why so many give up before they begin. I have guided hundreds of seniors, and I tell every one of them the same thing. This is not a sprint, it is a journey. When I stand here and say you can be free of clutter before the end of the year, I do not mean by rushing. I mean by taking steady, gentle steps. If you trust me and follow carefully through each episode one will share, you will arrive at that freedom without panic, without feeling like you are losing yourself. Think of clutter like an old knot. You cannot yank it apart in one tug. But with patience, one loop at a time, the knot loosens, and suddenly the rope is free again. I will teach you to loosen those knots. And I promise you something else, you will not do it alone. I will be here each step, speaking to you like a companion who has walked this road before. Some days will be easy, some days harder, but each small step will matter. And by the end of this series, when you walk through your home, you will feel lightness you had forgotten was possible. You will see open space, clean shelves, and most importantly, you will feel peace inside your chest where once there was only heaviness. This is my promise to you, and I have seen it come true too many times to doubt it. Before I go further, I must ask something from you. If you are serious about beginning this journey, then commit right now. Like this video to show that you are taking your first step. Share it with a friend or family member who also carries the weight of clutter. Subscribe to this channel so you don't lose the thread of the journey, and turn on the notification bell so you are reminded when the next lesson arrives. And finally, hype this video, not for me, but so that more seniors like you can find hope and discover that freedom is still possible. Your action right now is your first signal to yourself, I am ready. I have spent decades guiding people through this process. I was not always a master. I began as a young boy in Tokyo, watching my grandmother fold every piece of clothing with care and never keeping more than what her chest of drawers could hold. She taught me the quiet discipline of valuing space, of treating each item with respect, and of letting go when its time had passed. Later, as an adult, I saw how clutter began to choke my own parents' home. Old school books stacked in corners, broken radios waiting for repair that never came, papers piled so high that the dining table was no longer a place for meals. When my father passed, I helped my mother sort through it all. It was there I realized that decluttering was not about cleaning, it was about healing. Since then, I have worked with thousands of seniors, not only in Japan but across the world. I have sat with widows who could not bear to part with a closet full of clothes belonging to their late husbands. I have walked with couples in their 70s who wanted to downsize but felt overwhelmed by 50 years of souvenirs. In every case, I learned that the heart is always tied to the clutter. And I discovered that the greatest gift I can give is not telling someone what to throw away, it is showing them how to honor their life by choosing what to keep. Now I want to give you your first step. Do not panic, it will be gentle. Today, I want you to choose one drawer in your home. Not a whole room, not a closet, just one drawer. Open it fully. Take everything out and place it on a flat surface. Look at each item carefully. Ask yourself two simple questions. Do I use this? Do I love this? If the answer is no, then the item has already served its purpose. Thank it in your heart, and place it in a bag to donate or discard. Only return the things that you truly need or that genuinely bring you joy. By the time you finish, that single drawer will feel lighter, and so will you. This may sound too small to matter, but it is how transformation begins. I once guided a man who told me he felt paralyzed by the sheer volume of his clutter. I told him to start with his nightstand drawer. 2 weeks later, he had cleared every drawer in his house, one by one. 3 months later, his entire home was transformed. Never underestimate the power of small beginnings. That drawer you clear today is the seed of freedom. Do it with intention, and you will feel the difference. This is only the first step. In the coming episodes, we will talk about physical clutter, the sentimental items that hold us hostage, the papers and digital clutter that weigh on our minds, and even the emotional clutter that stops us from breathing freely. Each lesson will be simple, clear, and possible for you to follow. By the end of the year, if you walk with me faithfully, you will look around your home and see space instead of piles, calm instead of chaos. You will find that your children will no longer fear inheriting boxes of burden, but will instead see the true legacy you have chosen to leave behind. This is not about living with nothing. It is about living with only what matters. And that is a gift every senior deserves to experience. So let me leave you with this reflection. Freedom does not come from holding tighter, it comes from opening your hand. When you let go of one small thing that no longer serves you, you make space for joy to enter again. Start today with your one drawer. Begin with a single step, and do not underestimate its power. And I must warn you, the next episode will be the most shocking one. I will reveal the real reason why clutter clings to us, and it is not what you think. So stay with me. Like, share, subscribe, hype, and turn on notifications, because this journey is just beginning, and I promise you, it will change the way you live the rest of your life.